The loudest person in the room is often the most insecure. The man who boasts about his money is usually the one most terrified of losing it. The man who has to tell you he's an alpha is almost certainly not one. There is a massive, fundamental difference between genuine confidence and fragile arrogance, yet so many men get it wrong. They put on the mask of arrogance, thinking it looks like confidence, and they end up repelling the very women they're trying to attract. And if you get this wrong, you don't just repel women, you repel respect. My name is Christina, and this is Christina Talks to Men. Today, we are going to draw a permanent line in the sand between these two concepts. We're going to explore the deep psychological root of each, show you how women can spot the difference from a mile away, and give you a clear path to building the real, quiet confidence that is magnetic. Quick check, like video, and comment below where you're watching from. I love seeing how far this men's growth community reaches. To understand the difference, I want you to imagine two buildings. The first building is a skyscraper. It's tall, maybe a little flashy, covered in reflective glass. But it's built in an earthquake zone on a very shallow foundation. Because its foundation is weak, it needs a massive amount of external scaffolding, support beams, and cables just to stay upright. It's constantly being propped up. This building is arrogance. The second building is a mountain. It may not be as flashy as the skyscraper, but its foundation goes deep into the Earth's core. It is solid, immovable, and self-contained. It doesn't need external support because its strength comes from within. It has nothing to prove. It simply is. This is confidence. Arrogance needs to be propped up by external validation. Confidence is validated from within. Let's break down how this looks in the real world. Dimension number 1, how they speak. The arrogant man, the skyscraper, talks at you. His conversation is a performance. He name drops, he inflates his accomplishments, he one-ups your stories. It sounds like this, not to brag, but my company did 7 figures last year. Yeah, I basically run the whole team. Everyone always comes to me for advice. A confident man sounds very different. He says things like, "That's interesting. How did you get into that? What do you enjoy most about what you do?" Or sometimes, he just listens. He uses conversation as a tool to prove his worth to you. He tells you how great he is. The subtext of everything he says is, "Please be impressed by me. Please validate me." The confident man, the mountain, talks with you. He's a great listener because he's not busy formulating his next brag. He's genuinely curious about you. He doesn't need to tell you he's successful or interesting. He demonstrates it through his thoughtful questions and the calm certainty with which he speaks. He lets his actions and his presence speak for him. Dimension number 2, how they handle disagreement. This is where the foundation is truly tested. When you challenge or disagree with the arrogant man, it's like a tremor hitting the skyscraper. Because his foundation is weak, he becomes defensive, angry, or dismissive. You'll hear things like, "You're just being emotional." Whatever, you don't understand how the real world works. That's not even what I said. A confident man responds like this. "That's a fair point. I see it differently, but I get where you're coming from." Or simply, "Interesting. Tell me more." He might say, "You just don't get it," or resort to personal attacks. An attack on his idea feels like an attack on his entire identity because his ego is so fragile. When you disagree with the confident man, it's like a gust of wind hitting the mountain. He doesn't crumble. He might be intrigued. He'll listen to your perspective and say, "That's a valid point. I hadn't thought of it that way," or he'll calmly and respectfully defend his position. His identity is not tied to being right all the time. His foundation is secure enough to handle a challenge. Dimension number 3, how they treat others. This is the ultimate tell. The unfiltered truth, arrogance is hierarchical. To feel tall, the arrogant man needs to believe others are small. He will be rude to the waiter, dismissive to his subordinates, and condescending to people he perceives as beneath him. This is the external scaffolding in action. He's propping himself up by pushing others down. Confidence is egalitarian. The truly confident man's sense of self-worth is internal, so he doesn't need to diminish others to feel good about himself. He is just as respectful to the CEO as he is to the janitor. In fact, this is one of the biggest signals of true inner strength that women look for. We are always watching how you treat the service staff. Always. I've watched a man snap his fingers at a waiter and say, "Hey, we've been waiting." He thought it made him look important. Every woman at the table silently checked out. And I've watched another man say, "No rush, whenever you get a chance." Same situation, completely different energy. So, how do you build the mountain? How do you cultivate this deep, internal confidence? You can't fake it. You can't act confident. You must build the foundation, brick by brick. And it's built on one thing: keeping the promises you make to yourself. Confidence is not a belief, it is a reputation. It is the reputation you have with yourself. Every time you say you're going to the gym and you actually go, you lay a brick. Every time you say you're going to finish a project and you see it through to the end, you lay a brick. Every time you face a fear, speak your truth, or hold a boundary, you lay another brick. Arrogance is a man trying to convince others that he is worthy. Confidence is a man who has spent years proving to himself that he is worthy. The first is a performance for an audience. The second is a deep internal knowing. So, the path to confidence is not about learning what to say to women. It's about a daily practice of integrity with yourself. Start today. Pick one small, non-negotiable promise you will make to yourself and keep it. Meditate for 2 minutes. Do 10 push-ups. Read 1 page of a book. The size of the promise doesn't matter. The act of keeping it is what matters. That is how you start digging the foundation of your mountain. The world is full of noisy skyscrapers, propped up by ego and validation, terrified of the slightest tremor. What the world needs, and what women are deeply, primally attracted to, are mountains. Men who are solid. Men whose strength comes from a deep, internal place. Men who have nothing to prove because their proof is in the promises they've kept to themselves. The skyscraper shouts, "The mountain is." If you are committed to building your mountain, brick by brick, starting today, write the word mountain in the comments below. Let's declare that commitment. And if you want to continue on this journey of building an unbreakable internal foundation, make sure you're subscribed. Until next time, be the mountain.